Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We're doing a sewer scope today here in Salt Lake, Holiday area. We're at 1801 Meadowmoor. We have the camera pushed out 100 feet. We are not yet to the city connection. So sometimes once I go through a couple tight turns, I can't get my camera pushed all the way out, even while running water. I ran water here and that helped me push another 20 feet out or so. If there was an access point in the yard, I would go there next. This one doesn't appear to have one that's visible, but I would recommend having an access point added or trying to get a plumber to access it from a different point. That way you can see the rest of the line, because we're only seeing 100 feet of it, and you still have more line that's your responsibility. But we'll start pulling it back. Looks like this is transite pipe, which is good. Likely original. Transite is a cement asbestos pipe. They don't use it anymore. Now they tend to use plastic. One of the good things about transite though is that you have less joints. During this time they used to use a lot of clay. Oh, there's an access point. So somewhere probably buried out in the yard you have somewhere to access the line, but you'd probably have to have that located and dug up, because I didn't see it stubbed up in the yard. I'm not seeing any significant amounts of standing water so far. I would recommend the insurance on this line. That way, if and when you have a bigger issue, they would help offset that cost. It's not very expensive, but I think it's well worth it. Little buildup, little splash of water, but not even enough that my camera was going underwater. "44 feet out, something's feeding in right here. I'm not positive what. I think we're close enough to the house that that's not going to be a shared line from a neighbor, hopefully. You can't always get the same insurance when you have a shared line. A little bit of an offset there where the pipe's not quite aligned perfectly, and so you have a little shoulder on the left side. That's a spot where waste could collect and create a blockage. But hopefully that's not a shared line. Hopefully that's just tied in the crawl space. However, thinking through, so we just transitioned to cast iron, and it was cast iron underneath, or where it goes through the foundation. And so that was tied in after this point, which means it's probably outside the foundation, which is not great, because that means it could be a shared line. Could be something that they fed into it from outside. You know, sometimes people add an exterior sink or something, but I didn't see one here, and so that does make me curious if it's a shared line. I would talk to the city and find out if they have a plan showing the lateral line and if it's shared or not. But this is cast iron. As you can see, cast iron gets real rough and rusty. It will eventually need to be replaced. A little flat. So about 15 feet of it, and then we're coming back up the roof stack. You can see some of that cast iron under the house. There's also a lot of galvanized, which has similar issues. So I wasn't able to get to the very end of the line, so I would have it looked at further. I would definitely recommend the insurance on this line, and I would find out whether this line is being shared with a neighbor. There was something tying into it. I'm going to end this recording now.